What's up, Ringside Collectibles and WrestlingFigures.com fans? We have a special treat for you today in a long season of special treats. I'm here with the one and only Steve Ozer, the also one and only Robert Rudman of the Mattel WWE Design Team. Guys, how are you doing today?
Great. And boy, we've had a lot of reveals lately, but we've got more reveals.
Can you believe it? It's absolutely mind-bending that we would have this many reveals this close together at this time of year.
We aim to please.
So incredible. So we had an amazingly successful Mega Powers launch party with tons of reveals. Now we're just in the thick of Ringside Fest, tons of reveals here. Steve, what do you got for us? First things first, I hear we have a glimpse at Elite 102.
Yeah. So, Ringside Fest, special event every year. We get to connect with you guys and the WWE universe. And we want to show you a look at what's to come. So for the first time ever, we're showing you renders of Elite Series 102. And first up, we have Edge with a brand new head sculpt featuring his shorter hairstyle. He's got a great new entrance jacket, and I think Bill has knocked it out of the park in creating this deco scheme on this brand new Edge figure.
Judgment Day coming.
Yeah, how about that, right? You cannot go wrong with a short-haired Edge, much less a Judgment Day Edge. He's got the there's so many details there. The skulls on the knee pads, short hair, accurate tattoos, of course. How about that jacket as well? Anything, obviously Edge has changed his attires a lot over the years, but you guys nailed it on this one for sure.
Yeah, he's given us a lot of great entrance jackets to work with over the years. And I think, that combined with, that new material that we're using for jackets, this one's standing when we get final product. It'll have some nice flexibility to it. So you can hit some mild entrance poses, perhaps. But yeah, this should look really nice when we finally see this physically.
Very cool. And up next, oh goodness.
Austin Theory coming with two heads, swappable, two different expressions from his cell phone selfie era. So he's got the cell phone accessory and of course that entrance vest. So Theory looking good here in his red, white, and blue comic inspired outfit. Wink,
yeah. We can say that, right?
It's very familiar, very patriotic. It makes me want to salute Austin Theory for such good gear.
It's like
take a selfie with it.
It's like fantastically patriotic, and it just all comes together. And he really has a knack for kind of making himself look like a bit of a modern day superhero, right? So
a captain of patriotism.
Hey, how about that? And then that alternate head sculpt with the here we go, and also look at that, a chase as well.
So
right?
Austin is the chase in this wave. So the alternate here is going to be this black and gray deco, which is looking really cool so far.
Looking extra cool, and I love the open mouth on the alternate head. Just to say the kind of letting out a woo there, possibly, but great Austin Theory. Two options for those of you that love Austin Theory. Excellent.
And selfies.
And selfies, right. Yeah. We're gonna have to see some selfies with those Theory figures for sure.
Absolutely. Next up, we have Gunther. Gunther obviously in incredible shape right now, has totally transformed his physique. So we're revising the torso on Gunther, and he of course has those huge chopping hands. So we're really happy to get a revised Gunther back into the Elite line.
Very cool. That
coming mainline for the first time.
Yeah,
the only other one was our Ringside when he wasn't quite Gunther yet.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that figure looks like it can do about 1,000 squats a day. So pretty cool to see the physique change and the intensity of Gunther.
All right, next up, Rhea Ripley. Rob, why don't you tell us about this one?
This is from I think it's kind of infamous Judgment Day look when she had to throw together a little bit of gear. But no one could really tell the difference. So it really stood out. And at Mattel, we're this team is all about building factions. So you can tell already we're getting that Judgment Day faction going. Rhea right now is red hot. Judgment Day is red hot, and she comes complete, of course, with her entrance hands and her really cool entrance robe. It's really good to have a fresh Rhea. Judgment Day has given us an opportunity to revisit some of these really big name superstars with really fresh looks. And it looks like that this one is going to be sticking around for a while. So I'm really excited for this, Rhea.
And it's pretty cool that mishap in gear kind of transformed her look, right? Because now she's really adopted this style gear going forward. So, love the new visual material to work with when they introduce new gear like this.
For sure. You can't go wrong with a natural evolution like that, right? That's the best way to do it in the wrestling business. My only question here is, how many of these do you think that Dominic Mysterio is going to want for himself? Perhaps hidden in different places around the house. Who knows? I think it'll be very important for him to get his hands on this one.
I remember in the old Rey Mysterio DVD, Dominic had a Bionicles collection. So I think he's going to clear off his Bionicle shelf, and it's going to be a Rhea Ripley action figure shelf now.
Well, in the words of Rhea Ripley herself, if Dom wants mommy, he gets mommy. So
there we go. That's what I was thinking. The mommy shelf.
I wasn't going to go there, but okay.
Robert did it for you. Perfect.
That's what I'm here for. Oh, this one. Oh my
man.
God.
Oh boy.
I remember when this happened, and it was just like, what are we going to include with Sammy? Because it was such a grab bag of just waka-waka-ness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rob and I got to see this one live, fortunately, on the floor at WrestleMania. And, I think we talked about some of this during, the Hogan event recently. But, there were some options, to Rob's point, like the big hand was an option, but I think we just simply couldn't fit it in packaging. But this one, I mean, what a home run accessory with the giant mouse trap. So new head sculpt on Sammy, new deco, of course. And this is the perfect, addition to your collection, so you can feud with your elite Johnny Knoxville action figure.
And I think, as people saw at the Hogan shop, that mouse trap is articulated, so you'll get a chance to trap Sammy underneath, or flip the script and get Johnny Knoxville underneath there. And Sammy is also another one who's just like shattering his own glass ceiling right now. So really excited for him to have another figure coming up.
Good timing, great look, and obviously a super memorable moment from WrestleMania there. Oh goodness! And now
this figure here we have coming to a Ringside exclusive video. That's my cheap pop right there.
It worked. I popped.
It's a long time coming. Commissioner Foley, often requested by our collectors. So this one will come with that plastic shirt that says Commissioner, and we'll have a soft goods flannel shirt that goes on top to fully recreate that Commissioner look. You see the cactus plant there to go on his makeshift desks wherever he sets them up throughout the arenas. And then the gavel, so he can, throw down his edicts and say, "That's final." Throw that gavel down.
Oh man, this for sure brings back some super intense memories. You can't go wrong with Commissioner Foley. He's like, he was the people's commissioner. There's just when that happened, it was like finally there was some power taken away from the McMahon family, and somebody with a voice for those of us watching that couldn't take it anymore.
It was also so much fun, like really good comedy and some really great storylines with Mick and Kurt Angle and Edge and Christian.
Oh, for sure.
Like really great memories of some of the most enjoyable stuff that I remember.
I think it really shined the spotlight on the abilities of Edge, Christian, Kurt Angle, and a whole host of others. They could do it all, right? They could wrestle, they could do comedy. It was great stuff. And coming out of shortly after Mick Foley's retirement, like you get this whole different side of him that was just like the most entertaining thing on the show for months. So I'm really excited to get this one into the line. It means a lot to all of us on the team who were watching at that time.
for sure.
Very cool. Very cool. And that's 102. There we have it. But wait, there's more, of course. What
Right.
could it be? What do you think next? I'm thinking like Elite Greatest Hits, Steve.
Right. We're going to keep the elites going and reveal just a few figures from Elite Greatest Hits for 2023. So first up is Batista, Blutista, or Rob.
Bautista.
Bautista.
It's my Maryland accent. Whenever I say, "Hey, we should do a Bautista," Steve is just like it now encourages me, as you can say, it's got to happen. Who should we have in Ultimates? How about Bautista? Yay!
Whenever you see a new Batista, you can partially thank Rob for that, for always being in Batista's corner and pitching him. But you know, of course, Batista here, he'll be revised with True FX for his facial deco, and upgraded with double jointed pinless arms. So nice upgrades here to Batista / Blutista / Bautista.
Possibly one of his, if not his most iconic look from wrestling at this point. So very cool to see that get the re-release with the updated tech.
Can't wait for that one. And next up, I'm going to give this one to Rob.
Whoa.
Man, this one's been through a long journey.
Unexpected,
Harley is back. Harley Race is back. Man, I remember when he was initially first supposed to come out, he was one of those figures. He took a little while to get in. We finally got him out in the Walmart flashback. That's what we called it at that point. And that was in the way that was almost impossible to find. And people have been asking for Harley. Now people get another chance to add Harley Race, King Harley Race, to be specific, to their collection, complete with his crown, robe, but this time with double jointed elbows, as with all of our elites getting the new double jointed elbows. But I'm sure that this one is going to make people really excited, that they get a chance to add Harley.
We've got Harley back now. We've got Harley back.
Well, that's
right?
cool. It's cool that you have him back. And the other thing that is really interesting about this one is this is like kind of like Robert mentioned, the original release of this has kind of reached this like notorious status on the secondary market, right? It's been so difficult for anybody looking for a Harley Race to get a Mattel WWE version, and now here it is, just as surprisingly, kind of out of the blue, like back in the fold. Not just, it sounds like, for a re-release, but possibly a new one. So really exciting, because King Harley Race is, you know, it's one that everybody likes, a version of him that everybody likes.
It's a great example of why Greatest Hits exists.
Yeah, for sure.
Lost figures and give people a second bite at the apple.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Harley's the perfect inclusion. And, you know, I always said all along on the forums, you know, when we had the opportunity to get Harley back out again, we would do so. And, you know, that Legends roster is just like any other roster. Talents come and go from it. You know, new deals are signed, deals end. But the second we got Harley back, we plugged him right into Elite Greatest Hits. So I'm fortunate that line exists, and I'm fortunate that Harley is back in the mix, so that everybody who wants that figure can now own it.
Yeah. Thanks you guys for doing that. It's really exciting for sure. All right, why don't we take a look at the next Ultimate Edition set? I believe it's Ultimate Edition 17 we're able to look at today.
Yeah, so we gave you a little bit of a preview at the Hogan event for Ultimate 17. First up, Seth Rollins. So now here you could take a better look at the new head sculpts that we have on the figure and the gear. So the head sculpts, I think, turned out really nice, very full of expression, and the gear really pops, lots of color. And he will include soft goods entrance gear as well. And of course, you know that in these renders, you know, soft goods isn't reflected, but he will have that entrance gear. Rob, any thoughts on the particular gear?
I think this is from Money in the Bank, right? This is from his Money in the Bank match. If people take a look at that, when this came out, this was the one from that event that was the most toyetic, the most figural for me. I was like, we should definitely do this set. I think it's fantastic that you know, now we're starting to see some more of our contemporary guys get some love in the Ultimates line. We've had Roman and AJ and Seth, and we're starting to build up from there. And he's had a couple of different gimmicks coming in, but the Visionary one is on top of the world right now, so it doesn't get any better. I can't wait to add Ultimate Seth Rollins to my collection. Absolutely.
Yeah, really, really cool. And also you just the detail on the just that gear in particular from that event, like the overlapping colors, the way that it looks, it's just such an interesting visual. And so it's really exciting to see that get the ultimate treatment.
Also in Ultimate Wave 17, we have the eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant. So we showed you the test shot of this at the Hogan event, but here you can see the full render with all the alternate heads, alternate hands. So those head sculpts are fantastic. They're straight out of, all the Saturday Night's Main Event and Superstars promos that you'll remember, and all the iconic images in the magazines. And really my favorite part here is actually the hand sculpts, because Andre had a very unique kind of like wave at the camera or wave at the fans that he would do. So Bill tried to capture that here with these hand sculpts. So I'm really excited to finally get Andre into the Ultimate Edition line. He's been a notable exclusion for quite some time now, but I think we're rapidly checking off those notables as we go here, especially with Wave 17.
Yeah, incredible. What a great choice. And just it's so accurate and such like spot on detail, especially in the head sculpts. I can hear his voice in my head, like Hogan. Just it's going to be great to get him in the line.
I love the screaming head just because of the teeth. Like Andre has very noticeably different teeth because of his gigantism, and I think that head sculpt captures it perfectly. That and the intense stare head sculpt from when he is doing that promo on Hogan and really staring through the camera.
Yeah, gotta have that scary Andre glare. So great. I can't wait for this one for sure.
And Andre also will have soft goods, and it's a soft goods piece that I've wanted to get into the line since I started. So I'm really excited. We'll show you that at a later date, but I'm super stoked about the soft goods included. And he will have a championship title as well, which we'll show at a later date also.
Cool. All right. Wow. If my mind couldn't be blown enough, let's take a look at what's up next. And now we saw these retro 2-packs, Ringside Collectibles exclusives debut at the Mega Powers launch party, but now we get some nice clean close-up images of them. Steve, let us know what we have here.
Yeah, so we have our e-com photos. That's what they're called, our e-com photos of the retro tag team bundle. So it's 2 retro tag team sets bundled together in a shipper. Hulk Hogan and Six together. Sorry, Hollywood Hogan and Six together, and Hall and Nash, the Outsiders, together. And what I'm really excited about, aside from the fact that they're super cool looking figures, is that we have evolved the packaging to be even more collector friendly. So, you have your traditional looking retro 2-pack, but that card back slides out now, much like Coliseum Collection, allowing you to get in there and pull those figures out without damaging your packaging. So you can play with them, pose them, and put them right back in the packaging together, or have those card backs signed by the talent, at various events, and display it with signatures. So a lot more options for display and play with retros here. And I think the other exciting thing is Bill's demonstration on some of those videos to Hulk of that revised boot action on the Hulkster. So he has a new body, a bit taller, a bit more proportional, and a nice big boot / leg drop action coming from the Hulkster.
Oh, for sure. And these are great. I'm so glad that we get these at Ringside Collectibles, and even happier that it features the NWO classic group and just impossible to ignore when it comes to wrestling action figures. So perfect fit for the retro line, right? There's just so much to mine there, and to see it come out this good for retros is just awesome. It's really exciting.
Yeah, the reception was really good, and I think this time frame is kind of just like in the immediate years following the end of the original line. So this set in particular feels like a nice natural extension of the original line from the 90s.
Yeah. Robert, any comments on the layout of the packaging for this, or anything you'd like to share with us in terms of developing it? Because it's obviously there's that NWO influence to it, but you have to keep like kind of the legends and retro style to it, right? So how do you bring those two together?
Well, with the NWO, they've got the very signature spray paint, right? So it's like you definitely take those trademark attributes to different factions or different characters. So it's a little bit more break frame than the traditional retro thing, while still fitting perfectly into the line. I really enjoy writing the copy for these because there was a very distinct way that this time period of wrestling toys spoke to their consumer. It was less about the they didn't really capture as much of like the authenticity like we do today in doing the moves. So when Steve talks about big boot and leg drop, it's exactly what it is. But these are retros. You can't call it that. So you have to figure out, it has to be something a lot more playful. The 2 sweet stomp, the 6 springer, even even the outsiders bomb going along with the outsiders edge, so it plays in together. Thinking of like how are fun ways to reposition these moves, I think is very much part of the storytelling of retros and really gets people back into being engaged with that part of their childhood collecting.
Awesome. Great details, and I'm glad you had that much fun on it, and excited to get those, and excited to see what comes from the retros after that. You never know, could be anything.
Exciting things to come. That's what's coming. Exciting things to come.
They doubted us once, never doubt us again.
All right, so lastly we have one more major reveal. And it's another thing that a lot of collectors have been asking for a long time. We've done a lot of great lines over the years, and some of them really resonated with people. And this one in particular, collectors have asked for its return nonstop over the last several years. So I'm excited to announce in 2023, exclusively at ringsidecollectibles.com, the return of defining moments.
Woo!
So this is just an early look, a little bit of a sneak of one of the first superstars involved in defining moments, but more to come as the months go by. Just want to give you a little taste of what's to come.
Well, do we even need to say who it is? I don't think so. I would like to, maybe we let it kind of spread with a energy of being viral or something. Maybe no, it's Mankind with some tats in his back.
I didn't know who it was, so thank you for telling me.
Hopefully. So I can't
I
wait
thought
to
it
see
was a new Dusty Rhodes with a different pattern polka dots, so I was very confused.
Perhaps from Dusty's long hair era.
Yeah, that's right.
But even just seeing the back of this, it's so exciting, and the detail of the thumbtacks in the back is certainly teases a defining moment for Mankind right there. So not only great to see this figure in particular, but even more exciting to know that Defining Moments is coming to Ringside Collectibles. I, for one, am losing sleep over it. I can't wait. So many more defining moments to come and to expect and to think about and to wonder what could possibly be at wrestlingfigures.com in terms of a Mattel WWE Defining Moments exclusive line. Steve, any thoughts on just like how that came about, or it was just time, right, to maybe reconsider that and thankfully be able to partner with us on that?
Time and opportunity, right? It's one of the things I repeat in the Q&As on the forums is I'm always waiting for the right opportunity to do what's being asked of us, right? Like I'm your guy on the inside, and Rob too, and we're waiting for those moments of opportunity. So a particular SKU type was necessary here. And of course we were working on things, and like we were like, now's the time. And credit to Rob kept that Defining Moments flag flying inside for these past few years. So we just decided this was the moment to do it. This is the perfect moment to do it and bring it back. And just going back to what I said earlier, I did say figures. So it's not just one and done. There's more than Mankind here coming. So get excited.
Very exciting.
you can measure the last time defining moments was here by when Toys R Us closed down. It hasn't been seen since, but yet it was so iconic to being part of the Mattel line from the very beginning. There was a period in time where we were kind of like sitting on that name and wondering, are we going to use it? But it felt so part of our DNA that it felt right to keep it. And as Steve said, find that opportunity to slot it in. And this wound up being the perfect opportunity. So really excited to get it into people. And thank you for Ringside for being the place to host Defining Moments.
It is our absolute pleasure, right? I can't think of a better place to do it. I can't think of better people to be creating it. It's great that you guys are showing this to us. You do great work on it. I'm so excited to not only see the front of that render, but also who else is coming, what else is happening, and what defining moments at wrestlingfigures.com can be like. It's super exciting, guys. This has been an absolutely wild Ringside Fest reveal. I think people have just gotten as much as they possibly could between this and the Mega Powers launch party, and I just want to say thanks. It makes the holiday season that much more cheery and exciting, and it's very cool. And I'm really looking forward to not just what we saw today, but more of what's coming in the future. So thanks, Steve, and thanks, Robert, for showing it off. And any final words for wrestlingfigures.com Ringside Collectibles fans from each of you? Steve, you first.
Exciting things to come. We don't want to disappoint. We listen. Hopefully some of these, reveals today show you that we're listening and just waiting for the moment that it can happen and perform at its best. So we're going to deliver for you guys. That's our promise.
Great.
And
Robert, I just wanted
to throw in there, kind of PSing what Steve said, with thanking all of the fans and collectors out there for continuing to make their collections elite. You guys keep doing that, and we're going to keep on making the dreams a reality in WWE action figure form.
Awesome, gentlemen. Thank you very much. And thanks everybody watching. Of course, as always, stay tuned to Ringside Collectibles on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you get your toy action figure news feed from. We're there, right? With wrestling action figures. We're going to make it all about wrestling figures. Gentlemen, thanks so much for the reveals. Great Ringside Fest, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.